So Brent and I were talking about this the other night, and it's kind of funny because we both experienced it. So when we get we get to the mountain,
Mhm.
and I ruck a lot. I do, and I always have. That was about the main intentional thing that I did. Um, but you'll get there, and then eventually you'll get what him and I have kind of described as our walking legs.
Okay.
What is what is there any science behind that?
Are you talking like a second wind, you mean?
Well, just kinda like kinda like the mountain, just you can just keep walking. You don't really have to stop for
Yep.
breaks anymore. You just get to a point where you can just
Yep.
put your head down and go.
So I think there's a couple things with that. So, pending what a person's condition level is like, if you go up there and you haven't trained at all, you can probably get through a day, and then the next day it's going to be miserable. And if you're in there for 3, 4, 5 days, it's not fun, right? So
Mhm.
I think at the end of the day, and I tell people this all the time, I think we have a pretty good blueprint. But if you were to just ruck or you were to just walk, I mean, anything that you're doing is going to be a plus over sitting in a chair until you step foot on the mountain. So you got to look at it that way. If I'm 4% better, 5% better, 6% better. So, you get on the mountain, you've acclimatized to the elevation. You've been there a couple of days, and now you've got this. You can just go. I think there's really two things that are happening right here. Number one, your body has adapted to that, right? So, I mean, depending on the topography and what you're doing, your your muscular system is adapting to that. I see this a lot. I used to. My grandfather's 91. He doesn't really hunt anymore, but it's kind of a weird example. But we would go turkey hunting just here in Missouri, and the first 2 or 3 days, he would just complain and moan, and he can't keep up. And then all of a sudden, day two, day three, it's like his muscles woke back up. So that could be a situation of the conditioning was always there, but you haven't asked your body to do it. And so neuromuscular wise, the muscles are just waking up. There's a difference between me lifting this pin and me lifting a 50-pound dumbbell. Once I ask my arm to do the other, it recruits more muscle fiber, and there you go. So that's
Mm.
one. The other, though, could be from a purely anaerobic perspective. Once you get into a steady state flow and the body is utilizing oxygen at a level, not like sprinting. You sprint, you're not going to last very long, but you're hiking and
Mhm.
your body is utilizing oxygen to convert fat for fuel. Yeah, I mean, you can go a long way, and then you put into the I call it the race day. Like if you run a 5K, you will always run faster on race day with everybody around you
Sure.
than you will on a training run, and that's the adrenaline. So now you put into the mix that you've heard a bull over on this other saddle, or you're going to a place that you're convinced there's going to be elk over here. Now you've got that little extra. You don't even know you're doing it, but your body's producing just a little extra something that's going to keep you going longer and longer and longer. So could be one, could be a mix of all of those things.
Cool, I wasn't too far off.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I told him, I said, "Well, just kinda compare it," 'cause, they had a dairy, so they were putting up hay bales, throughout the summer. I said, "Just think about it, that first day when you're bucking bales versus day 7."
Yep.
Once you just kinda then you're just going all day,
100%.
and,
100%. Yep.
yep,
Absolutely.
so, cool. Yeah, I was just curious. He put it to me, and I'm like, "Well, I don't know, really, I'll take a stab at it."
Your body adapts to doing what it needs to do. Now again,
Mhm.
if you you go out there and you smoke, pack of cigarettes a day, you haven't exercised in 2 years, and now it's gonna be a little bit different scenario
Sure.
than if you've kept yourself in relatively good shape and you've hiked a little bit before you go there. So yeah.
Yep. Yep,
Yep.
for sure. Cool.